Hello again from Thailand. It's time for another short video update. We had a lot going on last week. Saturday, I think it was Saturday, I actually live streamed with a church in Honduras. And my dad's there doing some work, and so I live streamed with them and explained to them some things we're doing here and what's going on in missions. That was all in Spanish. Lee helped out, and we had a good time with that. I enjoyed it anyway. Sunday morning, we had the Sunday school class. We had tape recorded it actually on Saturday. Because of COVID, we're still not able to meet in the church. Gwen will talk a little bit about that. But that was Sunday morning. Sunday night, I preached streaming online to the Pakistani church. That was translated by a guy who's here. We're training him, discipling him. Pray for Brother Fassel is his name. And then, let's see, Monday we had class. There was something else Monday, I can't remember. Tuesday, went to immigration and had class. Got Lee and we got our education visa. We finally received our education visa. And so we're good. Lee and I are until October 9. Then they're going to kick us out, or we're going to have to renew our visa or figure something else out. So we're good until then. Gwen and the kids, they're not. They're good until August 25th. So we're going to go down and apply for an extension probably this week and see if we can get 20, or actually they had 2 months, see if we can get 60 days added to the end of their visa.
And we had an appointment to get our extensions last week, but they told Randy on Tuesday that all appointments had been canceled. And so you just come in when
yes, but they have a limit of they have a limit of 300 people a day. So hey, we're just rolling with the punches here. So that was Tuesday. Wednesday we had the midweek prayer meeting for the Pakistani church, and I had language school in the morning. Thursday I had a language school in the morning, a youth meeting, Pakistani youth meeting Thursday night. Then Friday we had the men's prayer meeting, or men's Bible study at 10 a.m. until noon. That actually went a little long, and I had a meeting after that, and then started doing recording work for the Saturday services.
Friday you and Lee had the first class of your new session for language school. So
right,
they both have a new teacher.
Yes. Mine's okay. Lee's not too happy.
Not so okay.
So then Saturday, which is today, we just recorded the Sunday morning Sunday school class, the English class that we're going to upload to YouTube. So it's been a busy week, and we've got some other stuff going on this afternoon. And in the midst of all of that stuff, we're like squeezing in haircuts. We haven't washed clothes in a while. And
we have to in the next few days.
So, but we're rolling with the punches, and through it all, I want to say that God's using us to get a lot of work done. There's a lot of lives being touched, and we are super excited about the blessings that we've seen that God has brought our way and how God is using us, and I couldn't be happier or more excited about it. I know it's like you get all this negativity, and I just got a phone call 10 minutes ago that 3 people that live on my street have COVID and not to come out of my house. And you know what? We're not going to live in fear, and we're not going to live in bondage, and we're going to serve the Lord. And
we really don't go in anyway.
We don't go anywhere anyway. So, they were like, there's 3 people on your street have COVID. Well, okay, and they're not in my house, so, we're being careful. We're doing what we can, but we're not going to shut down. We're not going to shut down our outreach. And so if we get sick, then we get sick, and it's the Lord's will. We're not going to live in fear. But having said all of that, we are being careful. We're doing everything we can. We really are. Within reason. Within reason, we're doing everything that we can. So why don't you give us a COVID update? You're the one that follows all the COVID stuff. I don't even care.
I'm the one who keeps up with all the bad news. Sometimes I don't like to be that person, but
just give it to us.
Yeah, so last Sunday they announced that in Bangkok City alone there were 20,000 people on a waiting list to get a hospital bed. Now that could be people that just have minor symptoms,
maybe they just want to buy a bed,
or really need to be in a hospital. And that's the unfortunate part, because you're seeing more and more of people dying at home. Actually, this week we've heard ambulance sounds quite a few times. So it's getting closer to home. Like Randy said, it's definitely something we're being more careful than we were. There's about 6% of the population has been vaccinated at this point.
And that's up from what it was before, so that's
Yeah,
good.
it seems to be going up a half to
Pretty quick.
percent every week. So,
But those are the government numbers.
yeah, so they're probably a lot higher than that. But like this week, all of the civil court services were moved to online. The restaurants and malls have put in a petition to reopen only to be able to deliver because so many places are closing down. There's actually a huge train market that's a tourist attraction that announced today that they are closing down permanently, and they've asked all of their businesses to move out. So that's kind of
It's tragic.
It's
I don't shop.
tragic. It just shows too that there isn't any tourism and that the
Yeah.
economy really is dropping.
And there's a lot of people who totally depend on that market
Yeah.
for their livelihood. And I'm not talking about a few, it's thousands. This market
Right.
is humongous. And it's not just the market, it's other places too.
Yeah, and you know they announce places that if you go to this place, they're giving vaccinations for free, and you just see these masses of people that you know it's going to end up being like a super spreader event at some point.
The level of fear, the level of fear among the Thai people, they are in a state of panic consistently.
Yeah.
They live, there's nobody saying, hey, hold on just a minute. What percent of us are going to die if we get this? There's nobody pushing back at all. There is a unified panic, and when they say vaccine, they'd rather have that shot than $1 million.
Yeah.
And when they get that shot, they walk out of there like they won the lottery and nothing bad's ever going to happen to them again. And I'm glad for the vaccine and the availability and people who are able to get it, and I'm all for it. But some of these people are still going to get sick, and they're still going to have other problems, and I think it's going to cause trouble down the line.
Yeah. And speaking of vaccines, the first shipment from the U.S. of the Pfizer vaccine arrived this week. They've offered to send 1.5 billion vaccines.
No, 1.5 billion. That's not right. It's got to be million. No, I think we received 1.5 million already.
Oh, I don't know exactly. A million and billion, I know it's a big difference. But
Yeah, about 1,000 to one.
anyway, the shipment of Pfizer vaccines got here this week. So, but of course, the first allotment of those is going to healthcare workers. Another thing that was kind of interesting how they're trying to cope with all of this is they're taking unused trains and they're converting them into hospital wards for the milder symptoms for people to go to and use. And then they've done what they're calling the COVID Express. It is a train that leaves from Bangkok and it is going to other provinces, so people that have minor symptoms or are asymptomatic can be at the train stops, and they can get on those trains that have doctors and nurses, and they're taking them back to their home provinces where they can get treatment there to kind of lighten the burden here in Bangkok.
Right.
So
And get all their family members sick.
So all this bad news, but there was one funny thing. So I was like, I gotta throw this in there because to me it was funny. But anyway, the lack of tourism is causing issues among the monkeys in some places.
I know what you're gonna tell me.
These gangs of monkeys are literally getting in fights because of the lack of food. And, it's funny to see these groups of monkeys just facing off at each other and,
They're
and it's for their own livelihood. Street fights
of monkeys.
monkey gangs.
On the pavement
So-
in the city, monkeys, hundreds of them fighting in the streets. And it's sad. They don't have enough food. There's no tourists. So the tourists bring bananas and they pay money and they get food and they feed. Everybody feeds the monkeys. So you get all this enormous explosion of monkey population, and then you get rid of you get rid of all of the tourists and there's not enough food. I mean, monkeys are going to do what monkeys are going to do. And so, they're, it's sad.
Yeah.
You think that's funny. You're a bad person. It was just funny. I mean, if
No.
you see it, it's you're at a red light and a bunch of monkeys start fighting. So, is that it?
Well, that's it. It's officially rainy season, and
Oh, there you
it has
go.
definitely been raining
And
like crazy
on a bright
the last
note.
few days. But yeah, to make it officially rainy season, the king changes the clothes of the Emerald Buddha, and so that happened this week,
The king has to change the clothes of the idol
which are golden.
because the idol doesn't even have enough power to change his own clothes. and you have a whole nation
Yeah.
praying to this idol that can't even change his own clothes. Pray for Thailand. Pray for Thailand. They really need your prayers.
But
Right.
we can end on a great bit of good news. And that is one of our Pakistani families got accepted to go to Canada this week. So that is a huge praise.
Yep, that's good. Very good news. All right, I guess until next week, thank you all. This has been a long update, but we had a lot going on. So there you go. God bless you. Thank you for your support, and thank you for praying for us.